Hello, subscribers. Welcome to an in-depth look at the critical issue facing South Africa today, corruption within our law enforcement and political leadership, a pervasive problem that undermines our democracy, the rule of law, and human rights. This pervasive problem undermines our democracy, the rule of law, and human rights, significantly impacting our economy and society by eroding public trust and stalling development. It involves the misuse of public resources for private gain, including bribery and favoritism, a challenge particularly acute during the period of state capture, where public funds were diverted on a massive scale. Despite a robust anti-corruption framework with laws like the Prevention and Combating of Corrupt Activities Act, these laws are often inadequately enforced, and petty corruption affects public services and daily life, from queues at government offices to crumbling infrastructure. Corruption within the South African Police Service, or SAPS, is a significant concern, leading to a profound loss of public trust as officers engage in practices that betray their oath to serve and protect. The top three types of police corruption reported are bribery, abuse of power, and failure to act, with traffic policing being particularly visible, where drivers often face demands for bribes during routine stops. A lack of resources, such as outdated equipment and understaffed stations, combined with insufficient political will, further hinders efforts to combat corruption within the police force effectively. Corruption also erodes the credibility of our judiciary, weakening the administration of justice and undermining democratic principles by allowing the guilty to evade accountability. Case backlogs with thousands of pending files, financial limitations on court operations, and an inadequate enforcement regime severely affect the court's ability to combat corruption effectively and deliver timely justice. Addressing judicial misconduct requires a more robust system, including better oversight mechanisms and a comprehensive approach to ensure accountability for judges and prosecutors alike. High levels of perceived corruption lead to significantly lower trust in government institutions among citizens, with surveys showing widespread disillusionment across diverse communities. When citizens believe officials are corrupt, they are less likely to trust them, impacting civic engagement, voter turnout, and social cohesion in our rainbow nation. To restore public trust, the government must focus on enhancing transparency through open data portals, improving public services like efficient service delivery, and fostering a culture of accountability at all levels. Economically, corruption costs South Africa billions of rands annually, estimated at over 5% of GDP, and results in the loss of thousands of jobs due to distorted markets and failed projects. Procurement fraud, such as the rigging or manipulation of tenders for personal gain through inflated contracts, is a major avenue for this corruption, siphoning funds meant for public good. This erodes public trust further, cripples service delivery in essential areas like healthcare and education, and scares away foreign investors, ultimately stalling national development and progress. South Africa has ratified international conventions against corruption and enacted key legislation like the Prevention and Combating of Corrupt Activities Act to criminalize corrupt practices comprehensively. Institutions like the Special Investigating Unit and commissions of inquiry, such as the Zondo Commission that exposed state capture, have been established to investigate and recover misappropriated public funds. Civil society organizations also play a crucial role through advocacy for stronger laws, policy engagement with lawmakers, and grassroots mobilization to raise awareness and demand change. Transparency International's 2024 Corruption Perceptions Index scored South Africa at 41 out of 100, ranking it 82nd out of 180 countries, indicating persistent challenges in governance. A significant percentage of South Africans, over 50% in recent surveys, believe corruption has increased in recent years and that the government is doing poorly at fighting it effectively. Surveys indicate that a considerable portion of citizens, around 30%, have paid bribes to government officials, particularly to traffic police during routine interactions on the roads. Apartheid created a system ripe for corruption through preferential treatment of certain groups like Afrikaners, and post-apartheid, high-profile scandals have continued unabated. These scandals exposed the misuse of public funds on luxury perks and abuse of power by high-ranking officials and political elites, fueling public outrage and calls for reform. Tackling corruption requires a multifaceted approach, including strengthening institutions like the SIU, strictly enforcing laws without exception, and promoting transparency in all government dealings. Fostering a culture of accountability, with civil society watchdogs, the private sector reporting irregularities, and government leading by example, is essential for lasting change. Only through collective effort from all sectors of society can we effectively combat corruption, rebuild institutions, and restore public trust in our beloved nation. Thank you for watching this important documentary on corruption in South Africa. If you found this information valuable, please like this video, share it with others, and subscribe to our channel for more investigative content on critical issues.